I'm super excited to be with you today and share with you some of the things that I just truly love about the community that I live in North Texas. Now, I'm in Denison, Texas, which is about 60, 70 miles north of Dallas and just a couple of hours south of Oklahoma City. And in this sweet spot of North Texas, community means so much to all of us. Local and supporting each other is what we're all about. Today, I want to show you a couple local breweries that started with a dream and ended in a business. People doing what they truly love to do and sharing that with our community. So we're going to check out Say When Brewery in Denison, Texas. We'll go pop over to the rail yard where they have all of these local craft beers on tap, and then we'll go check out 903 Brewery, who happens to be in production today. Come check it out. So today, I wanted to introduce you to some friends of mine, and actually they're neighbors too. Jason, Dave bought this building just about 3 years ago, and just really watching you guys build this is incredible. I mean, it's been so fun to watch. So how long have y'all been making beer? Y'all have been like small batch making somewhere, right?
I've been a home brewer for probably the last 20 years, off and on. Jason's probably have just about, so collectively 40 years.
So explain a little bit about the beer making process.
Well, it's made out of malted barley, hops, water, and yeast. What you do is you extract sugars, fermentable sugars from the malted barley. You add hops to that, which is it's a flower that grows on a vine, basically. Add some yeast to that. The yeast eats the sugar. It creates alcohol and carbon dioxide, and then you got beer.
The difference in beer that you guys are making versus the commercial big box beer making companies, what's the difference?
This is handcrafted beer, so we're putting it together with our recipes in mind. I think they're in it for the big commercial side of things. We want to make a pleasing beer, and if we ever make it to be the big size companies, that's okay too. As long as we can do it based off of our formula.
Love it. Well, thank y'all so much for sharing your place with us today. Appreciate it.
Come back and visit. We'll have a tap room soon.
We just left Say When in Denison, Texas. Brand new brewery, first year in business. Now we're here with Jeremy with 903 Brewery, and this is year 8?
Going into our 9th year. My wife Natalie and I run the brewery together, and before that we owned a financial coaching company. We traveled the country, and we would always find ourselves at the end of the day at a brewery, and we loved it. We were both home brewers. When we started in our kitchen and then made too much of a mess, we went to our garage, and one of the things that we thought was somebody in Sherman really needs to open a brewery. And you know, 1 beer turned into 2, 2 beers turned into 4, 4 beers turned into 6. We're like, why don't we open a brewery, right? And so the funny story that we always talk about is that plane ride home, I'm working on my business plan, and she goes, what are you doing? And I said, I'm working on the business plan. Remember we agreed to open a brewery? And she was like, wait a minute, you were serious? And you know, that was over 10 years ago.
Love it.
And then the rest is history, right? So, you know, a lot of people when they come in and see this facility, they think, oh my gosh, you guys are such a big brewery, but they don't realize we started out really small. You know, we tell everybody we brew more beer every day before noon than we did our first 3 years in business.
Oh my gosh.
And so, but it started small. It started with, you know, a dream, a vision, an idea, and it's grown in this today.
Thank you so much for sharing your story, giving us a little time, and letting us be nosy.
Yeah, we're glad you're here.
Thank you. Thank you for watching today. I hope you've learned something new about this amazing community that I live in called Texoma, just north of Dallas. Stay tuned for the next show.